Harding Football with Ronnie Huckeba.
Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Harding Football with Ronnie Huckeba. The Bisons go to Durant, Oklahoma this past Saturday and get a big win, 42-10 at Southeastern Oklahoma. And Coach, I talked to you after the game, and you said anytime you can come on the road and get a 42-10 win, that's a pretty good day, and it was a good day for the Bisons.
No doubt about it, Billy. And I guess part of the deal is you look across the landscape of college football, and you see teams that were in the situation that we were in last week. You play a couple of really tough games. We played two undefeated teams back to back. One on the road, won that in a very close, hard-fought contest against OBU, and then play Henderson, the top team in our conference, one of the top teams in our region, and have a barn burner with them. And then you're going on the road to play a team that doesn't have a good record, but is a lot better than their record. And that happens week to week. Teams just go and do that. They don't show up. And so I told our team after the game I was very concerned about this week and really pleased with the way the game turned out.
All right, we have a lot of highlights to get to, and we'll start with the first half highlights right after this.
Proud of all of our athletic teams.
Welcome back to Harding Football with Ronnie Huckeba, and the Bisons on the road on a windy afternoon on Saturday in Durant, Oklahoma. The Bisons get the victory on Saturday. The defense starts out really well, gets the football back to your offense, and you've got a long way to go, though. Start at your own 2-yard line to begin this first drive.
Right, 98-yard drive, 16 plays, took just about 10 minutes off the clock. And, man, what a great way to start on the road. And we get that ball pitched to Ahmad on the triple. And he does a great job up the sideline, had good blocking out in front of him. The play action game was good in the perimeter, especially in the flat in this ball game, and Keenan gets the ball to Jason Aller on a good completion. This was a very methodical drive. We throw the fast screen or the hitch out there to Donatella, and he takes it down inside the 10, and we get a penalty tacked on, so we're set up really good on about the 5-yard line.
And it was a very balanced drive.
We did, run and pass, and this was well executed. Great way to start. Made me feel real good because, as I said, we were worried about this football team. Very dangerous team. Get the ball pitched on this play. They did a good job of defending the perimeter on this particular play. We were not able to get up the sideline like we wanted to. The ball came out late, I think, and so we did not lose possession. Man, we got great pressure on the quarterback in this ball game. B.J. Jones, Daniel Riley, Jensen Jackson, our entire front four did a great job. And this is the second phase of the triple right there with Keenan tucking the ball up inside and getting a good 5-yard gain. Lost the cameraman there because he handed the ball off to Danico on the midline, and Danico goes about 10 yards and gets us another first down.
And we quickly move into the second quarter, Coach, because the Bisons kept the football almost that entire first quarter on that long drive, and now in the second quarter up 7-0 right now.
I looked at the game time, and this ball game lasted about 2.5 hours, which is very short for a ball game in today's time with all the passing. So we were running the clock like we wanted to, keeping our defense off the field. This is play action. This is the wheel route to Eric Kelly. Eric does a good job of avoiding that tackler, gets into the end zone. So we're up 14-0 at this point.
And the great rushing attack, I think, on that drive really set that pass play up well, didn't it?
Well, you can tell, in this football game, all of our completions just about were, perimeter play actions, off of option action. So we did a good job with that. This was the halfback pass, actually the jet sweep pass. They got us a little bit. We recovered enough to, keep them from scoring on that play. And then we got the quarterback out of the pocket scrambling. Thought Eric Stock had a pick right there.
Yeah.
But he didn't argue too much, so I guess he knew the ball hit the ground.
And the Bisons at this point leading 14-0 and the first real threat from southeastern Oklahoma.
Right. They go with a halfback pass. Ashton Williams, our senior rover, who is having a fantastic year for us, picks the ball. And Ashton, in his mind, he's going to the house. Didn't quite make it, but brought it back out to the 25, and great job by our defense getting a stop.
And now this is late in the second quarter, and
we got a little something going. We're in our tight end set. We like our tight end set forced them to deploy a certain way defensively. We like that setup, and we started off running the power play to Romo, and now the quick screen out there to Donatella in the flat. He gets us a first down.
And Donatella, dangerous as always, but was so good on kick returns on Saturday.
Yeah, this was toward the end of the first half, and we thought we'd take a shot downfield, thought we had something, and we ended up throwing a pick. These guys, I think there's 1:09 left. They got the ball deep, but we had a couple of missed tackles there. They do a good job of executing their 2-minute offense, get the ball all the way down, and end up getting a score to close the gap between us and them.
Yeah, and their young quarterback, Nick Siosin, only a sophomore, a talented young player.
He's had a good year, and these guys statistically are the third best offense in our conference, but behind Henderson and Harding. So, as I said, we knew they were dangerous. This was a great play by BJ, but unfortunately he got his shoulder pads, and we got called for the horse collar tackle. I thought that was a push off, and I told the referees so, but anyway, didn't do any good.
And that was the last play of the first half, and then go to the halftime locker room 14-7, and had to be a little bit concerned at the half because your football team had controlled the football most of the first half, but only had a 7-point lead to show for it at the half.
And, I think that's an indication of how dangerous those guys were. They were able to take the ball down in, just a little bit over a minute and go, 80-plus yards, get a score. So, yeah, going in, we knew that we were in for a football game, but we also felt like if we went out there and executed like we can on offense, that we would put the game away. And the combination of that and how well our defense played, got the win for us.
And the Bisons would start the second half off well, and as they get the football to begin the second half, we'll start with second half highlights after this.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles.
Everybody bring it in.
I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out.
How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork?
I help keep kids in school.
Good.
And that's the name of the game.
My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
We were drawn here from all 50 states and more than 50 different nations. We are 7,000 students of languages, arts, sciences, and life. As diverse as our origins and as different as our backgrounds are, it's remarkable how much we have in common here in this place of faith, learning, and living. Harding University.
Welcome back to Harding Football with Ronnie Huckeba. The Bisons up 14-7 at the half, about to get the football to begin the second half action. And Donatella Luckett really gave your football team a shot in the arm, as Coach Moat likes to say, to begin the second half with a dangerous kickoff return.
We were really pleased to get this team going. This team, up to this point, we haven't gotten any big plays on our kickoff return. And, of course, Donatella is a very dangerous returner. We have others that are too. And, this really set us up just the way we wanted to to get this drive going to begin the second half. We go to the play action to Jason Aller again. That was a good play for us all throughout the game. There's Romo on the off-tackle power play, and he's being Romo. Great balance, gets us down inside the 5. This is the quarterback sneak. I think we rolled out to the right and got in the end zone, and the official on that side saw it. And I know they were yelling over there on their sideline, but he got in.
Yeah, the pressure was there all day long, and now we saw Daniel Riley very active, and see him right here.
Right, Daniel gets one of his 3 sacks. Daniel had a great day for us. We sacked him a total of 6 times, and put pressure on him many other times, and I think that was critical to us being able to hold them to 10 points.
Yeah, hold them to the field goal right there, and the only points that they would wind up getting in the second half. And here comes Donatello again.
Yeah, sometimes when you fumble a kickoff return, it causes the defense to relax a little bit. And you can see Donatello puts it into speed mode right there. I thought he was going to take that thing all the way back, but he gets it back inside the 40, and we're set up again. This is our second drive of the half. That was a critical third down play for us right there to Donatello to get that first down, convert, and we're on our way. This is Danico on the belly trap off tackle. I don't like that ball coming out even if it's late. We got to secure the football. We come back, run it to the left, and we have a walk-in touchdown. And at this point, I really felt like we were beginning to wear on them offensively, and impose our will, if you want to say it that way.
This is very early in the fourth quarter, and your team up 28-10 at this point.
Right. We feel like we've got the game under control. There's another sack by Daniel, who, as we said, had 3 on the day, had a great day. Good pressure right there. This was the pick. This is Terrell Hill, one of our new corners. Terrell does a great job right there of getting that ball in the end zone. He's showing some speed and some moves. Unfortunately, we had an offsides that called that back.
He didn't hesitate, Coach. He knew what to do with the football when he got it.
He knew exactly what to do. Really, that was a great pick and return. This is drive number 3, and as we said, second phase of the triple is the quarterback keep, and Keena's doing a good job of reading that right there and gets up the sideline for a substantial gain. We run the triple to its end right there, get the pitch to Ahmad, and man, he is really close to breaking that one. I know he felt like he was going to. This is the belly trap again, off tackle to Romo. We could kind of tell Romo had carried the ball 30 times the previous week. He really, in my opinion, wasn't completely himself, but we're hoping to get him back all the way for this next game. That's a pretty good job of finishing that run off, and that puts us at 35-10.
Yeah, the Bison's up 35-10 at this point, and still a lot of football to play in this game, and Southeastern Oklahoma still feeling the pressure from your defense. Your defense, you talked about how physical it was with the pressure they put on the quarterback, but also in the secondary. The secondary was very physical also.
We played a really physical game on defense, and defended the entire field well, I thought, with a couple of exceptions. There's Romas and Trayvon Bigelow with a sack. Great job by those guys. BJ has almost got him. He chunks the ball up in the air, and then Curtis Douglas goes up and high points the ball, gets a great pick for us, and that was good to see. This is the only guy ready to play on that play was the center. And we pick it up, and it looks like we're going to get in the end zone. This is Chris Sarkeesian with the fumble recovery, and we end up handing the ball off to Petty, and he finishes that for us. We were very close to having 2 defensive touchdowns in that football game.
And I think great to see Magale with a reward right there, because I know he worked so hard in practice.
Right. There's sack number 3 for Daniel. A great job. And you can see, we are in the quarterback's face just about the entire game. So many of these highlights, we're just that close to getting another sack. Another good pressure right there. And this is actually their backup quarterback.
Yeah, Cantwell.
A lot of great rushes right there. That was a super rush. That's BJ again. who had a great day, put on a clinic. Devontae Britt with the almost pick, and great road win for the Bisons.
The Bisons victorious 42-10 on Saturday, get to 6-2 now on the season. And Coach, I thought the two staple drives of the football game, the opening drive, we talked about that, 98 yards. It was the Bisons' longest drive of the season, most plays on a drive of the season, and also most time taken off the clock in a season by the team this year. And also, I thought the second drive of the second half, very important also to put yourself back up 2 scores.
Right. Both times we just, as a coach, you love to see when you take the ball and you methodically move it down the field against a good defense. They had a good plan against us, and it's just a case of execution. If you can execute for 16 straight plays and get it done, then as an offensive coach, as a head coach, it makes you feel real good about where you are. And then in the second half, I would say that the 2 kickoff returns and the first 3 drives, we took the ball and went down the field and scored. And we challenged our offensive guys at halftime to execute, to play clean, to play perfect. And we did a real good job of that, I felt like, in the second half. And of course, the defense played great all game long.
The Bisons outscored Southeastern Oklahoma 21-0 in the second half. And you mentioned the defense, and they were a huge part of it. Daniel Riley with the 3 sacks, the first time the Bisons have someone do that since back in 2009 against Valdosta State, as Jermaine Blanchard did that then. And I thought the defense was outstanding with 6 total sacks in the game.
Right. It was a dominating performance by our defense. They came in with the second leading rusher in the Great American Conference, right behind Romo Westbrook, and they had a total of 24 yards rushing. And when you can do that, when you can take the run game away and make somebody completely one-dimensional, then that means your front's going to be able to tee off, your secondary's going to be able to break on the ball, and the second half was an indication of that, with the number of sacks, the number of picks. It was just, that second half, as I said earlier, I'm very, very proud of that. Felt like that was a tribute to our guys and the effort and preparation that they put into this football game.
And the Bison's quarterback, Keenan Kellett, had an outstanding day on Saturday. We'll come back and hear his thoughts after the football game on Saturday from Durant, Oklahoma, after this.
All right, guys, we got to be smarter about what we bite on, okay? I want everyone to go outside. We're going to run Red Rover on 3.
What about you, Tony?
I'm going to run around in circles, flap my arms, and make engine noises like this.
When it comes to playing, we kids are the pros.
We're eating right, too.
We fuel up
To play 60!
If your school doesn't have a program, be a leader. Start one.
Click today and join the movement.
Healing takes time. It also takes knowledge and expertise. Here we learn to reach out to and care for others through the application of medicine and true compassion. We understand that our mission is to take our training and abilities out into the world where they can and do heal the lives of others. For us, that mission began in a place of faith, learning, and living. Harding University.
Welcome back to Harding Football with Ronnie Huckeba. The Bison's quarterback Keenan Kellett had an outstanding day on Saturday afternoon, rushing for 2 touchdowns, and he also threw for a touchdown in the football game on Saturday afternoon. And here are his thoughts after the game.
First half we kind of ran into some problems, had some mental mistakes, but second half we came out and we wore them down. And I think the points showed that pretty good, so it was a good day. He played big today. He came up in some clutch situations and made some really good plays. And from an offensive standpoint, we appreciate that a lot. Yeah, it feels good to get the win. I mean, especially these past 2 weeks playing OVU and Henderson, those are emotional and physically tiring games. So it felt good to come out here and do some things right on offense and get back on a winning streak. Yeah, you got our last home game coming up. It'll be a special one for a lot of the seniors. So, we're going to go out and prepare just like we would a normal week, but it's going to be a special one.
And Keenan Kellett, obviously, I know it was hard for him, Coach, to begin the season because he was banged up, didn't get to start the season at quarterback, but, boy, he has come back and really played well for the Bisons, and he threw for over 100 yards and 67 yards on the ground, and I thought he was very solid on Saturday.
I think that's a good way to put it. He had a solid performance. Things that don't show up, to the normal football fan just watching a game like that. Some of those throws that he made play action into the perimeter were pinpoint throws. I mean, they had to be put right where they were. He's throwing the ball into narrow windows, and he did a great job of reading our offense. Very few misreads, and that's an underappreciated skill for a triple option quarterback, because every time we run the triple, that means there are 3 options: to give to the fullback, the quarterback keep, and the pitch. And for him to be able to do that, he's got to read 2 defensive players, and it happens just like that. And Keenan has done a great job working at his craft, and we're pleased to see the way he played on Saturday. That we needed that kind of performance from him.
So now the Bisons 6-2 on the season, and one more home game in the regular season coming up. Senior Day, always very special, but a very important football game with East Central.
Where we are right now, we're fighting for a spot in the postseason, whether that be a bowl game or maybe a long shot entry into the playoffs. And we can't afford to have a letdown. And this football team that's coming in here is one of the most talented football teams in our conference. East Central, they will bring a big, strong, fast football team to our campus. They do a great job with their coaching staff over there. These guys will be ready to play. They had a tough loss Saturday against Arkansas Tech, a game I know that they felt like they should have won. And so I expect we'll see a very motivated football team coming in here to First Security Stadium on Saturday. It's a wonderful day for us because we get to honor our seniors. And we have some very special young men on this football team that have made a tremendous contribution to this football program, and they're leaving a great legacy. We have a chance to finish with back-to-back great seasons. This one is still yet to be determined because we've got to finish, but we really want to honor those guys with our best game on Saturday, and that's what our plan is, to prepare to play our very best. And then when you do that, then you can live with the outcome.
All right, Coach, great to be with you. Enjoyed looking back at the victory with you, and best of luck this week, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Billy.
That's all for this week's edition of Harding Football with Ronnie Huckeba. We'll see you next time.
Harding Football with Ronnie Huckeba.